I am back today with another TBR jar picks my July reads. There's actually a lot of books that I have had my eye on for the past, I guess, month, and I'm a little bit slumpy, and I can't really pinpoint exactly why I'm so slumpy. But I do think that it might have to do with the fact that I'm not picking up books that I'm particularly excited about because I've just been picking up my TBR. I am just really good at sticking to my TBR, and actually having the TBR helps my ADHD brain because when I look at my bookshelves, if I'm looking at all of this at the same time, I literally cannot pick. So having a TBR is so helpful for me in that way, but it's also limiting sometimes and it can put me into a slump. So I'm really hoping that some of the books that I've been eyeing for the past month will be on this TBR. You know, I could just take out a couple books that I know I'm gonna love to put in my TBR. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pick out 6 prompts and I'm gonna pick out 2 books of my choosing. That way, if I'm feeling slumpy, I know that I have 2 books that are exciting for me to pick up. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick the prompts first, and then hopefully one of the prompts will allow me to pick up one of the books that I have been wanting to pick up. And then if we get through all 6 and I am not particularly excited about any of the 6 that I picked up, then I will make my choices at the end. Okay, first one. A sci-fi book. I'm not sure that I have a sci-fi book, you guys. Okay, so I found one science fiction that I have on my shelf, and that is The Circle by Dave Eggers. I was pretty sure that I didn't have any science fiction on my shelf, and I was kind of excited because I was gonna put it on my list of books to get at the library, but I do want to pick books from my shelf first before I read anything else. So this is the one and only science fiction book that I have on my shelf. I think it's also a thriller mystery. The back of this says, when May Holland is hired to work for The Circle, the world's most powerful internet company, she feels she's being given the opportunity of a lifetime. Even as life beyond the campus grows distant, even as a strange encounter with a colleague leaves her shaken, even as her role at The Circle becomes increasingly public. What begins as a captivating story of one woman's ambition and idealism soon becomes a heart-racing novel of suspense, raising questions about memory, history, privacy, democracy, and the limits of human knowledge. I picked this up at my free little library months ago, and I have been looking at it. It's not one that I'm particularly excited about, but hopefully it will come through. Next prompt. Goodreads 2023 Romance Winner. I think that I already know what this is because it was in one of my last videos and I didn't end up getting to it. I'm pretty sure it's Check and Mate. Oh no, that was YA romance, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Best books of 2023. Romance Winner. Happy Place. So I've already read Happy Place, and I read it only a couple months ago, so I'm not going to do a reread of it. So I think I'm just going to do another pick. So let's see. A brown cover. I got this prompt a couple months ago too. Let's see if I have anything with a brown cover. Okay, this isn't entirely brown. It's got some black and white and red too, but this is like the closest thing that I could find that was brown. I do have Emma by Jane Austen, but I've already DNF'd this twice, and I don't want to get rid of it because my grandpa gave it to me, and Emma is my name, and I just think it's cool to have. I mean, I made it like that much through, but I just cannot get into this. I've tried. I've put my best foot forward for this book, and I will probably try again in the future, but I've already tried twice in the past 6 months, so I'm just going to give it a rest for now. So besides that one and that brown cover, this is the closest thing that I have, and that is His and Hers by Alice Feeney. This is a thriller. I don't know anything about it, which is how I like my thrillers, and I know that I'm obsessed with Alice Feeney just from reading Rock, Paper, Scissors by her. That was probably my favorite thriller of the year so far. It just had such a good plot twist, and I didn't guess it, which is always a huge plus. So I'm excited to pick up another one of her books. The back of this says, when a woman is murdered in Blackdown, newsreader Anna Andrews is reluctant to cover the case. Detective Jack Harper is suspicious of her involvement until he becomes a suspect in his own murder investigation. There are 2 sides to every story, yours and mine, ours and theirs, his and hers, which means someone is always lying. I think that I might also be in a little bit of a slump because I've been reading too many thrillers, because my last month's TBR was also filled with thrillers, because for some reason whenever I go to the store I always pick up thrillers. I don't know why. It's not even my favorite genre, but I think it's just what like sticks out to me when I'm just like browsing books. So I have like a full shelf of thrillers that I have to get through, but I have been feeling kind of like about them. So I'm really hoping that this one will be good. Third prompt, and I hope that I don't have to pick another thriller, but it's basically like all I have on my shelf. Not all, but a lot of what's on my shelf. Goodreads 2023 fiction winner. Just general fiction. Ooh, okay. So the 2023 general fiction winner on Goodreads is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang. I've heard so much about this. I've heard good and bad things, so the description of this one is: authors June Hayward and Athea Liu were supposed to be twin rising stars, but Athena's a literary darling. June Hayward is literally nobody. Who wants stories about basic white girls, June thinks. So when June witnesses Athena's death in a freak accident, she acts on impulse. She steals Athena's just-finished masterpiece, an experimental novel about the unsung contributions of Chinese laborers during World War I. So what if June edits Athena's novel and sends it to her agent as her own work? So what if she lets her new publisher rebrand her as Juniper Song, complete with an ambiguously ethnic author photo? Doesn't this piece of history deserve to be told, whoever the teller? That's what June claims. The New York Times bestselling list seems to agree, but June can't get away from Athena's shadow, and emerging evidence threatens to bring June's stolen success down around her. As June races to protect her secret, she discovers exactly how far she will go to keep what she thinks she deserves. With its totally immersive first-person voice, Yellowface grapples with questions of diversity, racism, and cultural appropriation, as well as the terrifying alienation of social media. R.F. Kuang's novel is timely, razor-sharp, and eminently readable. To be honest, I have high hopes for it, so definitely excited for this one. Number 4. A reread. Okay, am I just gonna do what I did last time? I think I am. Okay, when I got this last time, which was 2 months ago, I believe, or 3 months ago, I picked a book that I read in childhood. And the last book that I picked last month was the first in the Chronicles of Narnia series, so I'm going to pick up the second one in the Chronicles of Narnia series, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So obviously this is the second book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. It's a children's series. So this one actually doesn't have a description on the back, so I'm not entirely sure what it's about. I'm pretty sure these kids go through a wardrobe into a magical world. I have this box set that has pictures in it, which is super fun and cute. The first one was an almost 5 stars. I think the first one was a 4.5 or a 4.75 stars for me. So looking forward to this one and hoping that it evokes the same rating. Okay, that's 4. Okay, number 5. A book with a white cover. I only have one book with a white cover and it's a thriller, but we need to get through my physical TBR. So, well, actually, I guess I kind of have 2, but this one is the most white out of everything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. For a book with a white cover, I'm going to pick up Baby Teeth by Zoj Stage. I think that's how you say it. Zoji. Anyway, sorry if I'm saying that completely wrong and I'm stupid. This is actually my brother's book and I've had it on my shelf for a while and both of us need to read it. So this will be good to pick up and then I can chat with him about it and convince him to read it next. The back of this says, meet Hannah or Hannah. I'm not sure. It's Hannah without an H. So Hannah? Meet Hannah. 7-year-old Hannah is a sweet but silent angel in the eyes of her adoring father, Alex. He's the only person who understands her. But her mother, Suzette, stands in her way and she'll try any trick she can to get rid of her, ideally for good. Meet Suzette. Suzette loves her daughter, but after years of expulsions and strained homeschooling, her precarious health and sanity are weakening day by day. She's also becoming increasingly frightened by Hannah's little games, while her husband Alex remains blind to the failing family dynamics. Soon, Suzette starts to fear that maybe their supposedly innocent baby girl may have a truly sinister agenda. That is creepy. That is so creepy. So basically, the daughter wants to kill the mom, or get rid of her. This sounds spooky, especially being a mom, but it also sounds good. So I'm looking forward to it. I already have 3 thrillers on my list, so we'll see what the next prompt is. And if I can only find a thriller for the next prompt, maybe I will just think of something else to pick up at the library, because 3 thrillers is a lot and I don't think I can do 4 thrillers, especially after this month where I've read already so many thrillers. Okay, this is the last prompt and then I'm going to pick 2 more of my choice from my physical TBR. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. I literally can't count, guys. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. You're joking. A thriller? Okay, I'm putting this one back in, you guys. Okay, let's try it. We make our own rules here. Okay, Goodreads Historical Fiction 2023 winner. Okay, I think I know what this is already, and I'm really excited about it, actually, but let me just make sure. Yes! Okay. So the best historical fiction of 2023 on Goodreads is Wayward by Amelia Hart. I absolutely adore this cover. Like, look how beautiful that is. Honestly, like anything with like nature vibes, I love, and this is just absolutely gorgeous, and I'm praying that this is going to be like a 5-star read for me so that I can display it on my bookshelf because it's absolutely stunning. Anyways, the dust jacket says 2019. Under cover of darkness, Kate flees London for ramshackle Wayward Cottage, inherited from a great-aunt she barely remembers. With its tumbling ivy and overgrown garden, the cottage is worlds away from the abusive partner who tormented Kate. But she soon suspects that her great-aunt had a secret, one that lurks in the bones of the cottage, hidden ever since the witch hunts of the 17th century. 1619. Alpha is awaiting trial for the murder of a local farmer who was stampeded to death by his herd. When Alpha was a girl, her mother taught her their magic, a kind not rooted in spellcasting but in deep knowledge of the natural world. But unusual women have always been deemed dangerous, and as the evidence of witchcraft is laid out against Alpha, she knows it will take all her powers to maintain her freedom. 1942. As World War II rages, Violet is trapped in her family's grand, crumbling estate. Straight-jacketed by societal convention, she longs for the robust education her brother receives and for her mother, long deceased, who was rumored to have gone mad before her death. The only traces Violet has of her are a locket bearing the initial W and the word wayward scratched into the baseboard of her bedroom. Weaving together the stories of 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries, Wayward is an astonishing debut and an enthralling novel of female resilience. The way I'm getting so excited just reading that, this sounds so good, honestly. I'm really excited that I was able to pick this one up for this month. Okay, and now I'm going to pick 2 that I am excited for, which will be fantasies, I believe. Even this is so hard for me to pick though, because like all of the fantasies sitting on my shelf, I want to pick up so badly. Okay. This one's been sitting here for a while and I've been looking at it and wanting to pick it up, and that is Caraval. Caraval by Stephanie Garber. This has been so popular on TikTok and booktube and bookstagram. I'm super excited for this one. Scarlet Dragna has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caraval, the faraway once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show, are over. But this year, Scarlet's long-dreamt-of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to... Why did I just say that so bad? Tella whisks Scarlet away to the show. Only, as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caraval's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caraval revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during Caraval is only an elaborate performance, but she nevertheless becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic with the other players in the game. And whether Caraval is real or not, she must tell Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over. A dangerous domino effect of consequences is set off and her sister disappears forever. Welcome, welcome to Caraval. Beware of getting swept too far away. I'm getting chills. So excited for this. Really, really excited for this one. I'm so glad that I'm able to put it on my TBR. Okay, for the last book, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to get myself into the start of another series. I'm already in the middle of so many series right now. And I don't know if it's the best idea to get started with another series. You know what? I'm just gonna, because I want to. So I'm going to be picking up City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. There is this series, and then there's also, so this series is the Mortal Instruments, and then there's also the Infernal Devices. And I believe that these are like intertwining series, so I think you have to read like the first like 3 books of Mortal Instruments, and then you pick up the Infernal Devices, and then you read the last books of Mortal Instruments, or something like that. I have to look up the reading order, but I'm pretty sure that City of Bones is the first book that you want to start with in this whole interconnected series. The back of this says, When Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with odd markings. This is Clary's first meeting with the Shadowhunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons and keeping the odd werewolf... Sorry if you hear my son in the background. He is the king of vocal stimming. So, just sorry if you hear that in the background. Warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons and keeping the odd werewolves and vampires in line. It's also her first meeting with gorgeous golden-haired Jace. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with a vengeance when her mother disappears and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in an ordinary mundane like Clary, and how did she suddenly get the sight? The Shadowhunters would like to know. On the back of this, it looks like you read the first 4 books in the Mortal Instruments, and then you pick up the Infernal Devices. First 4? Oh, first 5? I don't know. I gotta look it up. But anyway, this sounds interesting. It reminds me of Supernatural, and I love Supernatural, honestly. That show was so corny in the beginning, but the plot just got so much better as time went on. I'm really excited for this one too. I've heard so many good things. To wrap everything up, for the 2023 Goodreads general fiction prompt, we picked Yellow Face by R.F. Kuang. For the book with a white cover, we picked Baby Teeth by Zoji Stage. For a reread, we picked The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. For a brown cover, we picked His and Hers by Alice Feeney. For a sci-fi, we picked The Circle by Dave Eggers. And for the 2023 Goodreads historical fiction pick, we picked Wayward by Amelia Hart. And my 2 personal picks for the month are City of Bones by Cassandra Clare and Caraval by Stephanie Garber. And that, you guys, is my TBR for July. I'm very excited for this month's TBR. I'm always excited for every single TBR because I'm just obsessed with reading. And I'm always just excited to get new books on my TBR to look forward to. Out of all of these, I think I'm most excited for Caraval and Wayward, to be honest with you. I better wrap up here, guys, because my room is deathly hot. We live in such an old house and my camera keeps turning off because of how hot it's getting up here. So anyways, guys, if you like this kind of content, if you love books as much as I do, please like this video and comment, and most of all, subscribe for more content like this. I love to chat with you guys in the comments about books. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books or if these books are on your TBR. Anything book related, I would love to chat about with you guys. Follow my Instagram account if you want more kind of like behind the scenes content, but also more bookish content. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!